7:23. Few lorries using UK roads are fitted with sensors and safety cameras designed to help save the lives of pedestrians and cyclists.
The road safety charity Brake says just 1 in 5 freight companies have rear-facing cameras on all their vehicles. Side-facing cameras and sensors are also rarely used.
And yet, in 2013, 78 people on foot or bike were killed by lorries. Northumberland road safety campaigner Kate Cairns' sister, Ailey, was cycling in London back in 2009 when she was killed by one. Kate's a trustee of another charity, Road Peace, runs her own campaign called See Me, Save Me.
It's very hard to accept losing Ailey in that way because it was such a shock and so unexpected, and because she was such an excellent cyclist. She was experienced, she was strong, and she knew the route. She was very familiar with the route. So for me, I needed to know exactly what happened, why it happened, and to ensure that it didn't happen again. And in my work with the charity Road Peace, I found this is a common theme, that bereaved family members, all they want to know, they don't want retribution, they don't want to apportion blame, all they want to know is why it happened and that it doesn't ever happen again.
Philip Goose is a spokesperson for the road safety charity Brake. They carried out the survey.
While HGVs only make up 5% of vehicles on UK roads, it's shocking that they're involved in a quarter of cyclist deaths and 13% of pedestrian deaths. So it's a really big issue. So yes, we'd definitely like to see legislation being put in place to make HGVs safer in terms of both vehicle design and in terms of rear-facing cameras, side-facing cameras and sensors as well. But we're also calling on fleets to kind of take a bit of personal responsibility. If you are operating a company which is putting large, heavy vehicles on the road with limited visibility to the side and rear, then take some practical steps, utilise these technologies which have the capacity to reduce the risk of the vehicles that you're putting on the roads, and ultimately be part of the solution in terms of saving lives on our roads.
One thing that Kate Cairns campaigns for is for lorry cabs to be designed with lower cabs, giving better vision. And she also wants safety sensors and better awareness training for lorry drivers.
We can never say for sure that Ailey would not have died if there'd been technology on the vehicle. However, the construction industry is very, very good at risk assessment and risk management. And so we have to look at the danger, and we have to look at the danger at source. And these vehicles have massive blind areas, not spots, all around them. Drivers have up to 6 different mirrors to look into. Each of those mirrors has a different focal length, which means it has a different distortion of image. And the driver in Ailey's case just said he didn't see her, and she was in front of the lorry and he hit her from behind, and there was absolutely nothing that she could have done to prevent that. Now, if he'd had sensors on the front of his cab, and if he'd had training, another thing that See Me Save Me calls for is training for drivers, so that they have vulnerable road user awareness training, so they actually go out and they get on a bike and they understand where a bike is positioned on the road and where the danger areas are. And so if the driver had had the best available training and had the best available technology on his lorries, there would be a much, much better chance that Ailey would still be here today.
So Kate Cairns there, you'll hear from her a little later in the show. It's just after 7:25.